I want to go ahead and talk about what happened on that play that led to Anthony Richardson's injury during the first preseason game for the Colts against the Ravens. I know there's already been a lot of discussion about this play, but I feel like there's some coaching points that I could add about things that haven't been fully explained to those of you out there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through what I saw in the film and explain what others might not have mentioned in their commentary. So let's go ahead, get into the film room, and break it down. Here we have the play at 2nd and 10, and I'm going to go forward a little bit with the motion and stop it just so that you can get a picture before the snap of the ball and see that the defense has 6 in the box. So to fully understand what went wrong on this play, I'm going to go ahead and give us a quick basic overview of pass protection that includes the running back in it. This isn't in depth, but it just gives you a good idea so that you can understand what went wrong overall. To start, you usually are going to have a half slide of the offensive line that goes opposite of the direction where the running back steps up and pass protects. With a half slide, the offensive line will block an area much like zone blocking. So, for example, here, we're going to have the left side of the line. They're all going to step. Basically, they're going to slide to their left, just like this, and they're zone blocking, and they're going to be responsible for these 3 defenders right here. They can be responsible for the nickel, but ideally, because it's a 6-man box, they're responsible for those 3 that I just circled on the play. Alignment to the side that the back steps to, which in this case is the right side of the line, they will do what's called a bob or big on big block. So the right guard, he would have the defensive tackle. The right tackle has the defensive end. And then the running back, he has this linebacker right here. That's how it would be done with a half slide and then bob on the side that the back is stepping to. It's also important to point out that the number of players that are sliding is based on the defensive front that's being given. Against an even front, it's usually 3 players that are sliding for the offense. So in our example, we had 3 offensive linemen sliding to their left. That's because this is an even front being given by the Ravens. If instead it had been an odd front, we would have had 4 offensive linemen sliding, and the right tackle would have stayed big on big against the defensive end, like so. So this just is, like I said, a basic overview, and this gives you a good idea of how blocking works with the running back included that most teams utilize in today's football. Now, what happens if the defense brings more than the offense can block? Remember in our example, we have a line slide by these 3. So they're responsible for the 3 defenders right here. They've got these 3. We then have big on big by the right guard, right tackle, and then the back is picking up this. If the defense is bringing all these guys, they're all rushing just like this, right? We're good. We've got 6 to block these 6 that are rushing. But what happens if the defense brings the nickel, for example? Well, we don't have enough to block. And that's when the quarterback is responsible for that defender. And that's when we call it throwing hot. That's when the quarterback is going to be throwing hot because we don't have enough to block. So the quarterback's got to get rid of the ball. So, as I mentioned, the nickel comes on the blitz. Richardson would be responsible for him. This is what every quarterback should be doing pre-snap. They've got to be having an idea, where's the weakness of my blocking up front? And then based on what that defender does, they've got to be able to respond to that. And this is basically having a plan for pressure that's coming from the defense. So let's apply everything we just talked about to this particular play. The defense has 6 in the box, and we know that the running back is free releasing to the flat. This means the offense only has 5 defenders. Anthony Richardson is now responsible for one of the 6 if they all pass rush. Basically, he's taking the defenders that the back would have had if the back had stayed in. It's important to note, even if all 6 defenders don't pass rush, because of the way that the blocking is drawn up and executed, Richardson is still responsible for that particular defender, and that's exactly what occurred on this play. The line is going to be sliding. The left side of the line is sliding to the left. They're doing a half slide. We've got the right guard who's going to stay on the defensive tackle. And the right tackle, he is going to be picking up the blitzing linebacker. Some are saying it's because he's taking the most immediate threat. But personally, I don't like having the right tackle do this. In my ideal world, the right tackle would stay big on the defensive end. And then Richardson is responsible right here for number 32, Trenton Simpson, instead of Ojabo, because that's who the back would have had. Let's go ahead and run the play again forward. You'll see exactly what's happening. And we've got to talk about what Richardson does at the snap. Richardson is looking to the left. Remember, he's responsible for the defender that's away from the slide. Instead of looking to his left, he should be looking to the right at the snap. Anthony should be looking there because he's responsible for that defender. If Richardson, as some had said, told his line to slide left, well, then he should have immediately known that he should be looking right at the snap, looking at the defender he's responsible for. For Richardson to be looking to the left like this, his offensive line should be sliding to the right. Let's go ahead and run it forward. If Richardson had his eyes on his hotkey, then he would know that he needs to replace the blitzer with a throw. He could float it to his running back, but really his best bet was to his receiver, number 16, Ashton Doolin. Let's run it again just so you guys can see. Right here, he sees this. He sees the blitz. He can replace him immediately to Doolin, and it's a good gain instead of taking this big hit. And this is where, if you're the Colts coaching staff, you have to be a little frustrated because this is some basic first-day quarterback play that has probably been repped in practice and in film a multitude of times. But as we've seen, Richardson, he made a simple mistake that can be corrected, and hopefully he can learn from it and grow into the quarterback that the Colts hope he can be. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. We do have merchandise now. We have God's Play hats. We also have offensive line as a skill position t-shirts. But again, hope you have a good one. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.